everyone out there is doing well and staying safe. Mr. Knoll, do we have any additions or corrections to the public meeting agenda?
Yes, sir, we do. I'd like to add an addition to the Garrett County Community Action Plan for the CDBG funding. We need to make an addition to this for funding for under COVID-19.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Motion is second. The agenda is approved by mutual consent. Everybody got a copy of the minutes in advance of the meeting. Are there any additions, corrections, questions to the public or to the minutes? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion to approve.
We got a motion to approve the minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Minutes approved by mutual consent. The first item on the agenda is we do have a proclamation for the National Day of Prayer. And I will go ahead and read this. So the National Day of Prayer, praying God's glory across the earth, May 7th, 2020. Whereas National Days of Prayer have been part of our country's heritage since the first one was declared by the Continental Congress in 1775. And whereas leaders of our nation have relied upon the power of prayer throughout American history, and whereas throughout our nation's history, leaders have urged citizens of faith to pray for our land and those who defend our freedoms at home and abroad. For many, prayer is an important part of their daily lives, and today we join the people across our country in uniting in a National Day of Prayer. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Garrett County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim May 7th, 2020 as a day of prayer in Garrett County, and do commend this observation to all of our citizens. In witness whereof, we, the Board of Garrett County Commissioners, set our hands and cause the seal of Garrett County, Maryland to be affixed this 4th day of May in the year of our Lord 2020, signed by Commissioners Heimball, Tichenal, and myself. And probably no more appropriate time to have that. So next item on the agenda, Garrett County Community Action Committee request for fiscal year 2021 property tax abatement. Mr. Knoll, what do you have for us?
Yes, sir. This is done under the authorization of Maryland Tax Code Section 9313. Community Action has 7 properties that qualify. They are the Overlook Early Child Education Center at 41 Highview Drive, the Grantsville Senior Center, the Transportation Museum at 112 Liberty Street, the Liberty Street Center at 360 West Liberty Street, the former M&T Bank building at 234 Main Street in Kitzmiller, the Transit Maintenance Facility at 225 Francis Sanders Lane, and the vacant lot, which is the future Meadows Senior Center at 606 P Street in Mountain Lake Park.
All right. Any questions on that? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the property tax abatement on those said properties?
Make a motion that we.
All right. We have a second.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next up is a bid award for the animal shelter roof project. Mr. Knoll.
Yes, sir. This is for the animal shelter roof project. We have received 5 bids. Thomas Construction in the amount of $36,050. AEI Builders in the amount of $44,750. Rinker Services in the amount of $49,999. Daystar Builders in the amount of $59,300. And Roofers in the amount of $59,172.25. So after reviewing the bids for compliance, the purchasing department is recommending the bid be awarded to the apparent low bidder, Thomas & Thomas Construction, in the amount of $36,050. They also recommended that this be awarded with the recommendation that a rejection of the lump sum bid price without the moisture barrier. This project is budgeted in this year's budget, and the budget was $41,376.
All right, any questions on the animal shelter roof bid? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Question on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next up is a request by the Department of Planning and Land Development, GIS Division, for a road name change. Mr. Knoll, what you got for us?
Yes, sir. So this is Penmar Lane. It's in Grantsville. This request is being made in conjunction with the Somerset County, Pennsylvania address management system, or the 911 system. This property is only accessible from Somerset County, Pennsylvania. And again, it's for a 911 for both counties.
All right, questions on that? Hearing none, do we have a motion to agree to the road name change on Penmar Lane?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Motion and second. Question on motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. At this point, we'll add in the amended part of the budget, the CDBG income revision. Mr. Knoll, what do you have for us there?
Yes, sir. This is a revision to the Garrett County Community Action Plan for CDB for income reuse. Typically, this is used for home repair and rehab loans, but subject to the Maryland CDBG requirements, and the COVID-19, these funds can now be used for emergency relief provided by community Garrett County Continuum of Care to serve the homeless during the COVID-19 pandemic in accordance with the established budget. So this is a change that the commissioners are authorizing community action to use the CDB funds for homeless shelter in this pandemic.
Okay, so we need to approve that, correct?
That's correct. The state
All right,
requires
so
us to approve that.
Do we have a motion to approve the revision to allow community action to use CDBG funds for homeless during COVID?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Motion is second. Question on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The final item on the agenda is a follow-up to the TV market modification. There's been a lot of outreach on this and a lot of comments received. Appreciate everyone that took the time to comment on this and send us your thoughts. Received a lot of feedback on this and a lot of good points made on both sides. One thing, and Jim and Larry certainly jump in here if I'm saying something incorrect. One thing that I think came through in the comments, a lot of the people that want to keep the Pittsburgh channels and they do not want a market modification still said, hey, it'd be nice if we can add a Maryland channel or two to what we have, but we don't want to take away what we currently have. I think there is a lot of interest in Garrett County to receive some Maryland news. I think the overwhelming majority of the feedback we received in the last 2 weeks via GC comments or personally through us, and again, I don't want to speak for Jim and Larry, was they really do not want to lose the Pittsburgh TV market for a variety of reasons. Most notably probably weather, but other things as well. And to that end, Mike Getty, our county attorney, over the last 2 weeks has done some great work in analyzing this a little bit more and actually speaking with the FCC to see exactly what all goes into this. To request a market modification, the FCC does not charge a fee in and of itself to do that. But to do it properly, you have to consult with professionals that work in that realm, and it is quite costly. Mike's projected cost on that was significantly more than what we mentioned last week. So there is a cost factor involved to change the market if we would be so inclined to do that. I think from the feedback we received and what we're working on, we did talk with Congressman Trone a couple of times, just got an email from his office today and from the FCC itself today, talking about measures to take to try to add some Maryland television to the lineup that we currently have. So unless I hear a motion now to request a market modification from the FCC, which I do not hear, then I think the path forward on this is to stay in the Pittsburgh media market, to not ask for a market modification, but to continue to work with our federal partners who have shown an interest and to try to add some Maryland television to our current lineup of channels. Jim, Larry, anything you want to add to that or say in that regard?
Well, I just think it'd be a little premature on our part to do anything till we get whatever feedback we can from Congressman Trone and see if he can help us with this. That's my thinking. I personally would like to see Maryland channels added, but I don't want to lose Pittsburgh channels either. Not that I'm a Pittsburgh fan, mind you, but you know, a lot of people's reached out to me and they don't want to lose the Pittsburgh channels that they've had forever here. So, but those that want the Maryland channels, I understand where they're coming from, and hopefully something can be worked out through Congressman Trone to help us defray these costs and so forth.
Yeah, just to reinforce what you and Larry have said, Paul, I think people should know we were unanimous in this position that the ideal solution would be to add a Maryland station, and I think we're committed to working towards that as best we can.
And I also do think it is important for people to know, we did read all the comments. We do appreciate when people do send things out, whether it's this issue or something else. And there is a lot of good points made. But we are, I think Jim and Larry both said this, and I'll just wrap up with this, understanding the importance for news from our own state, which I also appreciated the people that sent emails and called and said, hey, I get Maryland television, whether it's in the southern end of the county with the Hagerstown channel through Chantel, or the eastern part of the county in and some others that already get Maryland television. But that we are committed to try to get that as an option on top of keeping Pittsburgh as well. So that's where we are with that, and we'll continue to move in that direction the best that we can and see where that leads. That's the end of our actual meeting agenda. I do want to make an announcement. The presentation of the FY 2021 budget and the constant yield tax hearing will be May the 19th. The property tax is not going to increase, but we do have to have a constant yield hearing because there is a slight differential for the constant yield, but the property tax will not increase. Mr. Knoll, anything else for us?
No, sir, I have nothing else.
Jim, Larry?
No,
No,
All right, if there's nothing else, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
so
Oh,
move.
sorry, I do want to mention one other thing. I'm glad I glanced at my notes here. I do want to mention, we did, economic development did work on modifying our program for COVID-19 relief for local businesses. The improved version of our outreach in the business community, and there will be a press release coming out on this shortly, is a grant opportunity of up to $2,500 for local businesses. There are some stipulations there. You have to be a Garrett County business, so on and so forth, which will all be in a press release. But I did want to mention that in a public meeting before we sign off so that people can be looking for that. And it will be out soon, but there is a local Garrett County grant opportunity for businesses that are struggling through this as we move forward. So having said that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Thank you all very much. Meeting adjourned.